When the lockdown was announced on 25th March 2020, I'm sure a lot of us were thinking about how the next 2 weeks would go by in terms of stocking up our homes with groceries and vegetables. At the same time, a group of people in Vizag were thinking about not just their homes but the entire city in terms of how they can help the homeless and needy with both food and nutrition. So that is how a group of people called Vizag Volunteers has come up. And I would not define it as a group of people because Vizag Volunteers is not a noun, it is actually an action word, Vizag Volunteers. And this initiative has grown now to encompass over 550 volunteers doing a lot of good work and bringing out positive stories over the last 60 days. Like I mentioned, they started off serving the homeless and needy as well as the frontline warriors from GVMC, the police, as well as people from the medical profession with food and nutrition where it was required. But then the group grew into an infrastructure which was ready to handle a crisis that came within a crisis, which was the LG Polymers incident. During this time, they helped all those affected to move to safer places and hospitals. That was on day one. On day two, they also helped in curbing the rumors because there were a lot of people out on the roads not knowing what to do and what the status was. So, using the network, they were able to quickly stem the rumor and make people go back to their safety and also help in not spreading this coronavirus that is the current crisis. If all this was already good in terms of the work that they have done, they stepped up one notch with their help towards helping the migrant workers walking through Vizag. Maybe we thought this would never reach our shores because it was happening in Delhi and Mumbai. But we noticed about 17 days back, people were beginning to walk through the highways of Vizag, which is in the outskirts as well as through the city. And immediately, the group of people, about 80, came together and set up 5 food points and helped all these migrant workers with food, nutrition, footwear, as well as medical supplies. And in some cases, provided transport to help them ferry from one side of Vizag to the other side of Vizag so that they don't get detained or face any other kind of difficulties when they are passing through our city. This initiative helped twofold. One, in helping these migrant workers get food and nutrition without having to pay through their pockets, and perhaps they didn't have that money because we've noticed people didn't even have 10 rupees when they were walking, and we heard stories from them. And there were many young who were also accompanying groups, and they were definitely facing an adversity at this point. The second part or benefit was that by ensuring that food reached them where they were, and even in later cases in the buses itself, they helped in making sure that the touch points in the city were reduced. Otherwise, these very people would need to perhaps get down and shop at a departmental store or at a restaurant for their food needs. This was also avoided by proactively by Vizag volunteers, having provided food at the buses or on the highways itself. Specifically on migrant workers walking these roads, I understand their pain because not so long ago I was on these very same highways skating 6,000 kilometers, and nobody deserves to be on these roads having to walk to their homes, no matter how much support they receive, because it is still a great ordeal, and in some cases, people have lost their lives. So, the best most of us can do is to facilitate this journey either by providing transport, or in cases where we cannot provide transport due to logistical reasons, provide help in terms of nutrition through food, water, as well as help through clothing and footwear, shelter where possible. So, congratulations to this wonderful team. I know a few names: Satish, Chandan, Jay, Animesh, Arvind, and Avinash. But I'm sure there are many more people, because you cannot name all the 550, but it's a group of a diverse set of people, including students, retired employees, IT employees, businessmen, young, old, women, men. It's all the people of Vizag who have come together to create a wonderful positive initiative during this time of crisis. I've read somewhere that the medium is the message. It is usually used in mass communication. But in this case, I'd like to state that Vizag Volunteers is both the medium and the message. They have helped many of us from the comfort of our homes to help the needy during this time, and also sent a very positive message that Vizag cares. So let us help this group take this initiative forward by both wishing them through our kind words, as well as contributing in kind as well as in material and money, because that is what it would take to make any initiative sustainable. Thank you so much.